Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Science has spent decades, literally decades, hunting for a conventional theory of everything. But today we're unpacking a radical working paper by Mauricio Rizzari published in 2026 that forces a massive, and I mean massive, paradigm shift about the very nature of existence itself. We're going to completely flip the script on what you consider normal, taking a journey from the everyday objects around us all the way down to the fundamental baseline of the cosmos.
So, what is the normal state of the universe? Take a second, maybe even pause, and really consider what normal actually means when you look around at your daily life. You probably think of a warm room, the solid ground under your feet, the steady ticking of a clock, and all the vibrant biological life around us. It feels incredibly permanent, right? But what if I told you that from a cosmic perspective, every single one of those things is incredibly bizarre? What if everything you see and touch is actually a profound deviation from the rule?
We naturally assume our lived experience, solid matter, the forward linear progression of time, biological warmth, we just assume that's reality's default setting. But according to this research, that is a massive human-centric assumption that we have to shatter right out of the gate. That warmth and matter is essentially an abnormality. The true reality, the actual fundamental baseline of the cosmos, is completely empty, entirely timeless, and sitting totally frozen at absolute zero. Your warm, solid, vibrant life, it's actually the cosmic exception, not the rule.
Section 1. The Illusion of Normal, Escaping Anthropocentric Bias.
We assume biological reality is the baseline simply because, well, we're biological beings, right? It's a totally natural but super limiting cognitive prejudice. To get past this and see the universe as it actually is, Rizzari introduces relational coherence theory, or RCT. Think of this paradigm as a complete 180-degree inversion of our standard physics worldview. Under RCT, reality's fundamental, normal state is absolute zero emptiness in perfect symmetry. Not matter, not planets or stars. All the physical stuff we study is secondary. To truly grasp the universe, we have to recognize that the blank canvas itself is the primary reality.
Section 2. The perfect void, the 8-dimensional lake. I want you to picture the true, normal universe as something the paper calls the primordial relations field. Basically, paint a mental picture of a perfectly still, frozen 8-dimensional lake. It's a timeless state of symmetrical perfection. The math in the paper gives this a value of 1, which means absolute unbroken unity and maximum consistency. There are no waves, no currents, no individual drops of water distinguishable from the rest. In this normal state, the universe doesn't have an absolute beginning where it suddenly popped out of nothing, nor is it doomed to some fiery thermal end. It just exists in a perfect, undisturbed, dynamic balance.
Section 3. Reality as a glitch. The universe ripples.
Right, so if the universe is normally this perfect, undisturbed lake, what the heck is all this stuff around us? Let's walk through how this builds from perfect emptiness to our bustling world. Step 1 is that perfect symmetry we just talked about. Step 2 is a sudden drop in consistency. Imagine a tiny stone being dropped into that completely still water, creating a ripple. And step 3 is the collapse into the physical reality of matter, time, and energy. Everything we call manifest reality is not the original substance of the universe. It's quite literally a waterfall of topological defects. Think of these defects as permanent wrinkles or knots in the fabric of the void. You, me, the device you're watching this on, we are all just disturbances. We're complex, echoing glitches in the perfect void.
Section 4. Hydrogen, the first anomaly, the threshold of perception.
So where exactly does this glitch start? Like, where does the perfect math of the void actually break down into physical reality? It starts with the number 1. Atomic number 1, hydrogen. Mathematically, hydrogen is identified as the exact fundamental threshold of perception. It's the very first stable anomaly in the universe. It is the precise point where relational consistency lapses just enough to collapse the field into what our brains perceive as physical reality. It's the very first crack in the perfect ice of that 8-dimensional lake, and it became the fundamental building block of literally every star and galaxy that followed.
Section 5. The physics of falsity, the thermodynamics of morality.
Okay, now we're pivoting to what is easily the most mind-bending part of the whole theory. The paper includes the strict epistemological note demanding we take these super heavy, traditionally philosophical concepts, truth, error, and falsity, and strip them completely of human morals and psychology. In this framework, they are purely thermodynamic and informational operators. To truly wrap our heads around this, we have to drop our everyday biases and let raw physics redefine these heavy concepts. It's absolutely crucial to remember that it's not about good and evil here, it's about energy and entropy.
Let's break this triad down systematically. First up, truth. In this framework, truth is a physical return to the void. It represents maximum topological efficiency, meaning it flows perfectly with the universe's desire to be still and symmetrical. And because of this, its entropic debt is zero. It costs the universe absolutely nothing. Next is error. Now keep in mind, error is not the same as falsity. Error is just a natural, transient fluctuation in the field. Think of it as a necessary trial and error mechanism, a dynamic step to optimize the system. But falsity? Falsity is an entirely different beast. Falsity is a parasitic, misaligned artificial construct. It is actively pushing against the grain of reality itself, and because of that, it requires constant energetic work just to be maintained.
And that leads to a really profound realization. Falsity is not the mistake itself, but the energetic cost of refusing to heal it. To maintain a falsehood, a lie, or an artificial structure against the natural gradient of the universe, you literally require a continuous injection of external thermodynamic work. You are actively generating a measurable entropic debt. A lie isn't just morally wrong. Under this theory, it is physically exhausting for the cosmos to uphold. The universe actively has to spend its energy to keep that artificial knot from untying itself.
Section 6. The healing universe, dissipating the friction. Bringing all these physical and philosophical concepts together reveals the ultimate trajectory of cosmic evolution. Truth isn't some high moral ideal we're supposed to strive for. It is literally a natural force of relaxation. Think of a tightly wound spring finally being allowed to uncoil. All these defects which, remember, includes matter, hydrogen, and you and me, naturally want to dissipate their entropic friction. The universe is just constantly trying to cool back down, to smooth out the wrinkles, and to heal its discrepancies so it can return to the absolute zero balance of the void. Even ethics itself, when viewed through this lens, is just the relational tissue of the cosmos trying to alleviate tension and find peace.
I'm going to leave you with this final, provocative thought. If falsity creates a literal thermodynamic drag, what parasitic superstructures are you spending energy to maintain? Consider the entropic debt of the falsities in your own life, your workplace, or society as a whole. By upholding things that aren't fundamentally true, are you forcing the universe to work harder just to keep your artificial glitches going? It is a fascinating, completely paradigm-shifting way to look at reality, physics, and our place within the vast, perfect void. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I really hope it left you with plenty to think about.